Without a doubt, Charlotte Flair is one of the most talented and iconic female wrestlers in history. A record-breaking 14-time world champion, Flair has established herself as one of the most dominant and respected women in the industry. Unfortunately, Flair has been missing from WWE television since December 8, 2023, due to suffering a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus in a match against Asuka. It was soon announced that Flair would be out for approximately 9 months for recovery. Now, over 11 months later, it looks like her return is imminent. Flair recently took to social media and posted a mysterious video of a diamond breaking out of a block of ice. It was paired with a caption of 3 diamond emojis. Given that Flair is also known as the Queen of Diamonds, it's clear that she is indicating she is no longer on ice and will be making her return in the near future. The question becomes how exactly Flair will make her triumphant return. Looking at the events of the most recent episode of Friday Night SmackDown, there is a spot for her. During the triple threat match to determine who moves on in the WWE Women's United States Championship Tournament, footage was shown of WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Jade Cargill thrown through the windshield of a car. This prompted Bianca Belair to leave the match and have Chelsea Green pick up the win over Blair Davenport. WWE later announced that Cargill was out with multiple injuries and would be unable to participate in her tournament match, meaning there was a vacant spot in next week's match featuring Piper Niven and Myken. This would be a very easy way to insert Flair back into WWE. That being said, she has more than established herself as a main event player, so she probably doesn't need the women's U.S. title to cement her legacy. Additionally, this likely leaves Cargill's spot in the Women's War Games match at Survivor Series open. Given Flair's star status, it would be more impactful for her to make a surprise return at the Premium Live event. No matter when she comes back, Flair's return is an overall positive for WWE. Not only does she bring incredible in-ring technical skills, but she also has the ability to help elevate other wrestlers to true superstar status. In the end, it's exciting to know that the Queen of Diamonds can finally return to her court. WWE rumors. The latest on The Rock in WrestleMania 41, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Will The Rock lace up his boots next year at WrestleMania 41? Is the man, Becky Lynch, really coming back around to WWE? The WWE creative team is currently operating under the assumption that The Rock will not be wrestling at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Those are the latest rumblings from Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda and Fightful Sean Ross Sapp, which back up reports from the Wrestling Observer from earlier in the year that claimed The Rock would not be available for the show. The Rock himself had pushed back against those earlier reports, telling people on Instagram to not believe that those in WWE at the time, however, insisted that creative plans for WrestleMania were being put in motion under the belief that The Rock would not be working that night. As for the meaning behind The Rock's surprise appearance at Bad Blood in October, Ross Sapp wrote the following Wednesday afternoon. WWE sources told Fightful that The Rock's Bad Blood appearance was to simply get him on screen and didn't have a major direction or plot point they were furthering. While they knew Rock appearing would be a possibility, they found out for sure that week, which is why the Drew McIntyre vs. CM Punk Hell in a Cell match opened the PLE. It cannot be stressed enough, as if last year's WrestleMania build wasn't proof enough, that anything regarding The Rock's WrestleMania status is subject to change between now and April. Becky Lynch has wrestling fans buzzing after she attended Tuesday's joint media event held by WWE and Netflix to promote the upcoming Raw debut on January 6th. Her appearance is particularly noteworthy as she is still without a WWE contract, at least to anyone's knowledge. The man has largely stayed out of the public eye since letting her contract expire over the summer, but the belief has long been that she was just taking an extended break from the wrestling business. Rumors have been swirling about her potential return as of late, and yesterday's Netflix event has only further fueled that speculation. Going a step further, PW Nexus is reporting that WWE is already working on creative plans for the returns of both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, which they expect to be soon. A potential character shift for Lynch is reportedly on the table, as she's apparently been wanting to move on from the man persona for some time. As with all rumors, nothing is a thing until it's a thing. We'll all have to wait and see what actually happens. Roman Reigns' enforcer to return. former AEW star to debut. Charlotte Flair is back. 5 things that could happen on SmackDown this week. The upcoming episode of WWE SmackDown vows to be an exciting show, as it will be the first edition of the Blue brand following Survivor Series, War Games. The post-War Games episode of Raw has already enchanted fans with its surprises, and similar anticipation surrounds SmackDown. This article will discuss 5 potential scenarios that could unfold on this week's edition of the Blue brand. Solo Sikoa's bloodline suffered a loss against the OG bloodline at Survivor Series, War Games 2024. The match concluded when the original bloodline members and CM Punk delivered their finishing maneuvers on the self-proclaimed tribal chief, one after another. This leads to the OTC pinning Solo to emerge as the victor. As a result of this loss, it's possible that Solo Sikoa might acknowledge Roman Reigns on this week's SmackDown, potentially paving the way for Solo to turn into a babyface. However, this scenario seems unlikely, as their much-anticipated singles match is yet to occur. Nevertheless, the return of Solo to Roman Reigns' faction remains a storyline possibility. If this happens, it will mark the return of Reigns' former enforcer to the bloodline. Former AEW star Penta El Zero Mito is rumored to be signing with the Stanford-based promotion, although the deal has not been officially confirmed. However, if Penta secretly signed with WWE before the forthcoming episode of SmackDown, it's conceivable he could debut by confronting Shinsuke Nakamura. The return of Charlotte Flair has been highly foreseen by fans over the past few weeks, but it has yet to materialize. However, on SmackDown after Survivor Series, fans might finally witness the Queen's return to Friday nights. If this transpires, Flair will likely reignite her feud with WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax and engage in a title rivalry with her. During the most recent episode of WWE Raw, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turned heel against Big E. A similar scenario could unfold on the upcoming SmackDown, where Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa might transition into villainous characters. Over the past few weeks, Ciampa's heel turn has been teased by WWE. In a major surprise, DIY could turn heel together on Friday night. This shift could bring a fresh dynamic to the tag team division of the Blue brand.